This is the saga of Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, two lives that went from a first public outing to a whirlwind of a pregnancy, a newborn, a Super Bowl, and a headline-grabbing breakup, all within a single, relentless year. When Cardi finally announced the split in front of thousands, Diggs eventually responded, but not in the way anyone anticipated. Before we dive headfirst into the chaos, smash that like button real quick. Not just for the algorithm, though it's begging for it, but because you already know this story is about to deliver. Hit like, and let's roll. To fully grasp the unfolding drama, it's crucial to understand the people at its center, because both of them brought a heavy past into this whirlwind. Cardi B, born Belcalis Almensa, had just turned 32 during all of this, and for years, she's been one of the most talked about women in entertainment. A Grammy-winning, chart-dominating rapper, she's also the mother of 3 kids with her husband, Offset, daughters Culture and Blossom, and son Wave. Here's the pivotal detail. On July 31, 2024, Cardi filed for divorce from Offset, citing irreconcilable differences. As of February 2026, that divorce still hasn't reached the finish line. Offset filed for spousal support, claiming Cardi wasn't spending enough time with their children. Cardi fired back, making it clear she never even asked for child support. Her focus was simply closing that chapter of her life. So, when Cardi stepped into something new with Stefon Diggs, she did so as a woman navigating one of the messiest celebrity divorces in recent memory. Now, let's get the name right. Stefon Diggs, yes, that's the correct spelling, also turned 32 during this turbulent period. He had spent 11 NFL seasons as a wide receiver, most recently with the New England Patriots. Football fans knew him well, everyone else was about to learn his name fast. What many outside the sports world didn't realize was that Diggs' personal life was already tangled before Cardi came into the picture. Ongoing legal battles, paternity suits, criminal charges, all simmering quietly while the public saw only the romance. 2 people, both 32, both juggling massive personal upheaval, and somehow, in 2025, their paths collided with full force. So, how did it all unfold? The earliest hints of a connection between Cardi B and Stefon Diggs surfaced in October 2024, just 3 months after Cardi had filed for divorce. At that point, nothing was confirmed, and most people shrugged off the rumors. But Valentine's Day 2025 changed everything. Reports emerged that Cardi and Diggs were spotted together at a hotel in Miami. Valentine's Day, a day you don't spend with just a casual friend. Then came May 12, 2025. That's when the internet truly erupted. Cardi appeared courtside at Madison Square Garden in New York City for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference second-round NBA playoffs, Knicks vs. Celtics. She wasn't alone. Stefon Diggs was seated right next to her, and photos spread like wildfire within minutes. That was the first confirmed public outing for the pair, and it couldn't have been staged in a more high-profile setting. Less than 3 weeks later, on June 1st, Cardi made it Instagram official, sharing PDA-filled photos and videos of them on a yacht. The comment section ignited instantly. Fresh off her divorce filing, Cardi B dove into this new relationship with no intention of keeping it under wraps. For a brief moment, it all looked genuinely promising. They seemed happy, and fans were rooting for them every step of the way. Early July 2025 brought the first whispers of a breakup, but they were fake, and both Cardi and Diggs shut them down instantly. Diggs even joked that a so-called BBL smell had sparked the rumors, and Cardi shot back, saying that same BBL is exactly how she had him hooked. They were laughing together publicly, hardly the behavior of 2 people on the brink of splitting. By August 2025, Diggs took things to a new level, gifting Cardi a $73,000 Patek Philippe watch from London Jewelers. A TikTok post revealed the lavish purchase. A $73,000 watch isn't a casual gesture, it's a statement. By the end of that summer, the relationship looked solid, locked in for the world to see. And then September 2025 arrived, a month that would change everything and make their connection undeniable. Cardi B appeared on CBS Mornings to promote her sophomore album, and what she revealed there sent shockwaves through the internet. She confirmed something no one had officially known yet: she was pregnant. And the father? Stefon Diggs. Her words were clear: "Yes, I am pregnant. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend Stefon Diggs. I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space." Think about that for a moment. Cardi B, still legally married to Offset, announcing on national morning television that she was expecting a child with her NFL boyfriend. The internet lost it. Fans celebrated, others raised eyebrows about the ongoing divorce, but Cardi shone, unbothered by anyone's questions. That same month, her sophomore album, Am I the Drama, dropped, a title that, in hindsight, aged in ways no one could have predicted. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, a legal storm surrounding Diggs was quietly brewing, setting the stage for a dramatic year ahead. The legal drama around Stefon Diggs quietly began back in December 2024. A model named Aylin Leah filed a paternity suit, claiming he was the father of her daughter, Charlie, who was born in April 2025, conceived before Cardi and Diggs went public, yet arriving during their relationship. The DNA confirmation didn't come through until November 2025. And the timing? Brutal. November 2025 was also the month Cardi gave birth to their son. Discovering that your boyfriend has a confirmed child with another woman in the same month you just delivered his baby is no small shock, regardless of conception dates. Then, on November 4, 2025, Cardi and Diggs welcomed their baby boy. His name hasn't been shared publicly. Cardi took to Instagram, writing, "My life has always been a combination of different chapters and different seasons. My last chapter was the beginning of a new season. Starting over is never easy, but it's been so worth it." Beautiful words, but if you look closely, there's a subtle weight to them. Starting over, a new season, worth it, phrases that hint less at celebration and more at someone already bracing for what's to come. Those words read less like a celebration and more like someone bracing for the storm ahead. If you're already feeling the tension, hit that like button. The algorithm senses energy, and it responds to it. We don't make the rules, but it does. As November gave way to December 2025, the picture that had looked so pristine in June began to show cracks. Reports confirmed that Cardi and Diggs spent Christmas apart, just 1 month after welcoming their newborn. That alone tells you everything you need to know. December also brought serious legal complications. Diggs faced a felony count of strangulation and suffocation, alongside a misdemeanor assault and battery charge, stemming from an alleged altercation with his former personal chef at his home in Dam, Massachusetts. His legal team labeled the accusations false and promised full exoneration. He would later plead not guilty on February 14, 2026, with a pretrial hearing scheduled for April 1. On top of that, a separate civil lawsuit surfaced, a defamation and conspiracy case filed by a former business associate, claiming Diggs wrongly accused him of stealing a Ferrari. By the time Super Bowl week rolled around, Diggs was juggling it all: criminal charges, a civil suit, a paternity confirmation, a newborn son, and a relationship that had already spent Christmas apart. January 2026 arrived, and Cardi remained publicly supportive. She was still praising him, standing by him, and outwardly, the relationship appeared technically intact. But all of that was about to be tested in ways no one could have predicted. None of that could stop what was about to unfold. If you're watching this and thinking your personal life is chaotic, just wait, things were about to hit another level. Super Bowl 60 was set for February 8, 2026, at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The New England Patriots were facing the Seattle Seahawks, and for Stefon Diggs, 11 NFL seasons deep, this was the culmination of a lifetime dream, something those close to him say he had envisioned since he was 5 years old. This was his moment. During Super Bowl Media Week, on February 2nd, a reporter asked Diggs about his relationship with Cardi, specifically whether an engagement was in the works. His response? Optimistic and almost playful, "It's on the agenda. Maybe, right? I got to get mine first." And get mine first wasn't a joke, it meant win the Super Bowl, then propose. That plan was publicly laid out just 4 days before kickoff. Cardi performed at the Fanatic Super Bowl party on February 7th in San Francisco. She was present, visible, and part of the festivities. Then came game day. A camera caught her just before kickoff, and she was asked if she had an inspiring message for Diggs. Her reply? 2 words, "Good luck." And then she walked away. On the surface, it could have been just Cardi being Cardi, short, unbothered, not interested in the press. But that clip went viral instantly. Those 2 words carried weight far beyond the moment. Good luck from the woman who had just had your baby 3 months earlier. Good luck from the woman you had publicly talked about marrying. The internet noticed immediately. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? Cardi gave the world just 2 words, and we're already 3,000 words deep into this story. Things are not the same anymore. The New England Patriots fell to the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60, 29-13. Stefon Diggs finished the night with 3 catches for 37 yards, while the trophy he had chased his entire career slipped from his grasp. Meanwhile, Cardi B made a surprise cameo during Bad Bunny's halftime performance, a moment that, under any other circumstances, would have been thrilling. Reports noted she left the stadium early, before the second half ended. The very next morning, February 9, 2026, both Cardi and Diggs had unfollowed each other on Instagram. In 2026, that's about as close to an official statement as you can get without calling a publicist. The internet reacted immediately. Entertainment Tonight moved fast, confirming the split via a source. Cardi and Stefon recently broke up, but it's possible they get back together, and this could just be for right now. By February 9th, the breakup was effectively public, verified by sources, visible on social media, and spreading like wildfire. A single outlet claimed a $1.22 million after-party went completely unused, though this hasn't been confirmed elsewhere. What was confirmed? 50 Cent posted on Instagram, saying, "Can you imagine waking up this morning and you done lost this and the Super Bowl?" The internet, of course, went wild. Super Bowl? Whether that reads as funny or harsh depends entirely on perspective, but it went viral, because 50 Cent knows exactly how to make a splash with posts like that. Honestly, he deserves his own channel. But since you're here, hit subscribe to this one. We don't just post people at their lowest moments. We dive deep, give context, and tell the full story. 2 days of silence followed. No statements, no Instagram stories, no comments, nothing. The internet raced ahead while Stefon Diggs remained silent. Then, February 11, 2026, arrived. He finally posted, but comments were turned off, likely after the backlash from Cardi's fans on his previous post. This time, there was no comment section for debate. And the content? Not a direct response to Cardi. He didn't name her, acknowledge the breakup, reply to 50 Cent, or even mention the Super Bowl loss. Instead, what he shared was a motivational message, calm and measured. His caption read, "Gratitude and fear cannot coexist in the same space. A reminder to control what you can control. Remain thankful and stay motivated." 2 quotes accompanied the post. "Luck didn't bring me this far. God did. Do not ignore your own self-doubt. That is the old you reminding you how much you have achieved." Achieved. That was Stefon Diggs' public response to losing both the Super Bowl and Cardi B within roughly 24 hours. Fans and commentators interpreted it in different ways. Some called it mature, others saw it as a deflection. Many noted that turning off the comments was itself a message. He knows who's in his corner and doesn't need the noise from anyone else. But perhaps the most striking thing about that post is what's missing. No drama. No finger-pointing. No clapback at the woman who said good luck before the biggest game of his life. Just a man reflecting inwardly, sharing quotes about gratitude and self-belief after an extremely rough week. Whether that's genuine peace or a carefully curated performance, only Stefon Diggs knows. While Diggs stayed silent, rapper Bayer had other plans. Bayer and Cardi B have an ongoing feud that started long before any of the Diggs drama. On February 12, 2026, Bayer seized the moment, posting on X, formerly Twitter, "Can you name someone with more BMS than receiving yards?" She did, and everyone got the message. Bayer's post was a clear dig, and if you read between the lines, the UQuinVMBM code breaks down to baby mamas, with UKWNVM meaning you know who you are. No names were mentioned, yet everyone understood exactly who she meant, someone with more baby mamas than NFL receiving yards. The target was obvious, a direct shot at Stefon Diggs, and by extension, a jab at Cardi B for being caught in that situation. Valentine's Day, February 14th, arrived, and both Cardi and Diggs went completely dark on social media. Anyone who follows Cardi closely knew this was unusual. She rarely disappears on Valentine's Day. That silence spoke volumes. Meanwhile, that same day, Diggs entered a not guilty plea on the felony strangulation and assault charges, with his pretrial hearing scheduled for April 1st. Then came February 15, 2026, Kia Forum, Los Angeles. Cardi sold out the Little Miss Drama Tour and, taking the stage, addressed the situation head-on before launching into her diss track aimed at Bea, a song called Pretty and Petty. Her words to the crowd were clear and unapologetic: "Let me tell you something. Just because I ain't with my baby daddy doesn't mean you get to talk about my baby daddy. This is for you." Delivered in a single, run-on sentence to thousands of fans, Cardi B made it crystal clear: the breakup with Stefon Diggs was official, but that didn't give anyone license to publicly attack him. She called him her baby daddy, not her boyfriend, a deliberate choice that drew a firm line. "We're done, but don't confuse that for permission to come for him." That moment alone went viral by February 16, 2026. The audience that night was star-studded. Glowilla, Tyler, and Blueface performed alongside Cardi, while N.I. Nash, Mustard, Normani, and Olympic gymnast Jordan watched from the crowd. The Little Miss Drama Tour was living up to its name. Subscribe if Cardi just earned a bit more of your respect. Subscribe if she didn't. Subscribe anyway, there's no wrong answer. Neither Cardi nor Diggs has fully explained the split. What we do have are confirmed timelines, verified quotes, and sourced reporting. The private truth? Only those two know it. Between these two, the private truth belongs only to them. What we can do is follow the sequence of events and let it tell the story on its own. The paternity confirmation stands out like a spotlight. A source close to Cardi B had already made the terms clear. If Stefon Diggs slipped up, if another woman came forward with a child after they became official and started a family together, she was done. The DNA results confirming Diggs as the father of Aylin Leah's daughter, Charlie, came back in November 2025. Technically, Charlie was conceived before Cardi and Diggs went public, but the confirmation landing the same month Cardi gave birth to their son? Brutal timing, regardless of technicalities. Then came Christmas apart, followed by the criminal charges in December. Super Bowl week arrived, and reports emerged that Cardi was navigating a tense social dynamic with other Patriots' wives and girlfriends. Then came the good luck comment, the early exit from the stadium, and the mutual unfollow. Running beneath all of it is the larger picture. Cardi B is still legally married to Offset, embroiled in a messy divorce, co-parenting 3 children from that relationship, and now adding a 4th child with a man she's no longer with. The stakes, personally and publicly, couldn't be higher. A 4th child with a man she's no longer with. The album was titled Am I the Drama? And the year that followed its release answered that question in ways no one could have predicted. One source from Entertainment Tonight left a small window open, describing the split as "for right now" and suggesting a possible reconciliation. Neither Cardi B nor Stefon Diggs has declared this over permanently. And given how fast everything moved between them, a definitive ending still feels premature. As of February 17, 2026, here's the picture. Diggs' only public statement since the breakup remains that February 11 Instagram post. Comments are disabled. No mention of Cardi. No mention of the Super Bowl. Just a message about gratitude and focusing on what you can control. Meanwhile, Cardi B confirmed the split on stage in Los Angeles on February 15, defended Diggs from Bea, and in the same breath continued her tour with unapologetic energy. Diggs faces a pre-trial hearing on April 1 for the felony strangulation and assault charges in Dum, Massachusetts, while his team continues to assert that he will be fully exonerated. The civil defamation case involving the Ferrari allegations is still ongoing. Their baby boy, born November 4, 2025, has yet to have his name publicly confirmed by either parent. Cardi B's Little Miss Drama Tour marches on, with Portland scheduled as the next stop after Los Angeles. Meanwhile, her divorce from Offset remains unresolved. If you've made it this far and still haven't hit subscribe, we need to talk. One tap, that's all it takes. Cardi has navigated 3 relationships and a full album cycle in the time it would take you to press subscribe. Just do it. Stefon Diggs spent 11 NFL seasons chasing a Super Bowl ring. In 2025, alongside that career-long pursuit, he stepped into what, from the outside, appeared to be a genuinely happy relationship with one of the most famous women in the world. They moved fast, a public debut in May, Instagram official in June, a pregnancy announcement in September, a baby in November. By February, he was publicly talking engagement while the Super Bowl loomed on the horizon. Then, somewhere in the span of just 48 hours between kickoff and the following morning, everything changed. Between kickoff and the morning after, Stefon Diggs lost the game, and he lost the girl. His response? A carefully crafted motivational Instagram post, comments turned off, centered around the message that gratitude and fear cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Cardi B's response came on stage in front of thousands, confirming the split by calling him her baby daddy, and in the same breath defending him against the person who had taken a shot at him, right before launching into a diss track. Whether Stefon Diggs is a permanent chapter in Cardi B's story or just a fleeting, highly eventful one, nobody knows yet. What is clear, the Am I the Drama era of Cardi B's life is far from over. And at least one of the people involved is choosing to face the chaos with a post about gratitude, either genuine peace, or the careful performance of peace. Only he knows which. If you've watched this far, first of all, thank you. Drop a comment and tell us what you think. Are Cardi and Diggs truly done, or is that Entertainment Tonight source right, and this is just temporary? Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video if these 20 minutes were worth it. And if Cardi B ever releases a full statement about what actually happened, you'll see it here before almost anywhere else. Until then, we'll see you in the next one.